This week, we have to ask the tough question. Is your radio station website a digital destination or is it a disappointment?
This is Better Radio Websites, the podcast for radio professionals who want to see their website generate more traffic and revenue. Each week, your host, Jim Sherwood, and his special guests give you time-tested tips and secret tricks to ensure your radio station dominates digital in your market. Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that my passion is radio station websites. Being a jock for 15 plus years and doing production and being a program director and digital content director, I've held all of those hats in the past, but it's always come back to the radio station website. That's why I do what I do now. And over the last however many years I've been doing this, I've been navigating radio station websites all over the world and consider their efficacy from both a marketing and a user perspective. It has to benefit the radio station, but it has to bring in listeners every single day. So I'm kind of weighing both of those. And I'm often surprised by the odd navigational choices, inconsistent calls to action, folks that just believe that the radio station website should just be their listen live button, and that's all it should exist for. I mean, lots of no value pages out there. Just a lot of them don't have reasons to return later today or tomorrow or next week. And some of them just don't even give me any kind of reason to return ever again, because they're a brochure. I've read the brochure. It's going to be the same the next time I come, so there's really no reason to go back. Your radio station website should always have fresh, relevant content on it. And it also should be attractive, so visitors want to come back to a great-looking website that gives them great information. I mean, after all, visitors flock to attractive destinations, right? A website with a great design and relevant, fresh content provides a great user experience, and that can help in building your station brand, gaining more visitors, and boosting your digital sales. So if you're not selling your website, maybe it's because nobody wants to go there. As an industry, radio is faced with doing more and more online, or they risk falling behind. This means increasing competition for online visitors, not just people listening to your terrestrial radio station. So we must continually ask ourselves, is my website a destination or is it a disappointment? Now, by now, you've heard me say dozens of times that every road should lead back to the radio station website, from social media, organic search, display ads, email campaigns. Everything should lead back to the radio station website. So it must be up to the challenge of providing great content and a great experience to all of those visitors that we're sending there. I'm talking about useful, engaging content, information that is easy to find. Everything is easy to do. If I want to get on there and complete a contest, or if I want to look up an event or contact a radio station, everything should be easy. You may look at your website every single day, so it's going to be difficult for you to look at it with fresh eyes, okay? Because you may think, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. But try pretending that you're somebody brand new in town and they've never been to your website. They haven't even heard your radio station yet. They just did a search for your town and your radio station website came up within that search. So think of you in those shoes. And then ask yourself these questions about your website. Number one, why would I want to visit this website today? Why would I come back to it tomorrow? Can you immediately find something on the website that would draw you in, you as a person, not as somebody who works at the radio station, but just Joe listener? Number two, what does this radio station want me to do once I'm on this website? Is their main focus to get me to enter a contest, learn information about a local event, learning about news in this area, or just playing the online stream? And I've said this many times, playing the online stream is great, but it's not a call to action. It's not the end game of why you should get people to your website. They should be listening to your stream while they are navigating around your website, giving you more page views. Number three, is the website well organized with easy navigation and clear calls to action? Multiple slides about every day part and every show that you have, at night or on the weekend or whatever, those are not effective at moving people around the website. Okay. It's great promotional, sure. But if you have, let's say, a big slider on the homepage and you have that filled with your midday show, your night show, your weekend show, everything like that, that really is kind of deterring people from getting to the reason why they are there on the website. A lot of times, that's actually a distraction that kind of gives people a kind of negative subconscious reaction to your website and your brand and your station. All right, number 4, can I easily find information that I actually came to the website for? Did I hear something on air and I come to the website to find out more about it? Is that information easy to find? How about an event, contest? Maybe I want to know something about the guy or gal who's on the radio right now. Is that easy to find? Number 5, and I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but I have these laid out like 7 of them, but I know each one of them contains their own questions. But number 5, is your navigation clean and in words that regular people would understand rather than industry jargon that only us radio people know? That's actually important because on air, that could mean all kinds of things. All right. So maybe it should be shows or DJs, something that is not industry term like on air. We know what that means, but somebody who is not familiar with the radio station may not know. Number 6, can I complete tasks easily? Like I mentioned, can I jump in and sign up for a contest easily, or maybe even contacting the radio station? Can I do that without much effort? Do I have to jump through hoops in order to do that? Is that easy to find on the website? So look at your website like that and then try to judge what obstacles may be in the way of them performing those tasks very easily. And then lastly, number 7, does the website support the station or the company brand? And you would probably think, why even mention something like that? Well, when you have multiple people editing the website, brand updates and site updates can kind of become disjointed. Does the logo look exactly the same as it does on your website, as it does all of your social media channels, as it does on your bumper stickers that you're giving out, and if people still do that, and everywhere else that that brand can be found? Because I have gone to some websites and then the brand is a certain way on their social media page, perfectly square, but then you get to the website and then it's kind of stretched a little bit to fit into this certain logo area box. Little bitty things like that can all affect the user's experience. Now, user experience, or UX, you may see abbreviated in some spaces, refers to the process of designing and creating digital products that provide meaningful and relevant experiences to users. Regular usability tests are a great component of user experience, or UX. Now, if you've never heard of or completed a website usability test, Seth Ressler with Jacobs Media has some great tips in his Connecting the Dots blog, and I'll leave a link to that in the show notes. Check that out. It's very, very useful information. Monitoring how people interact with your website is an effective way to determine whether visitors are navigating the website without feeling lost or frustrated. They're completing actions successfully, like signing up for a contest or getting signed up for your newsletter. They're not encountering bugs or functionality issues, especially after site updates and redesigns. And they're not leaving your website with a negative impression. You want them to leave with a positive impression every single time. So, how do you tweak your website into becoming a destination? Well, number 1, you prioritize usability and user experience. We just talked about those usability tests. Take Seth Ressler's advice there and create one for your staff members, your friends, your family, your associates. Have them look at the website with fresh eyes, like I mentioned before, and give you feedback on how to do certain things. You can actually take that list that Seth gives on his blog post and create an online form, send it out to your newsletter group and say, hey, would you mind going through the website and checking these boxes for us, letting us know how we're doing on our website usability? You may get some great, valuable information that folks have been frustrated with, but not know how to tell you. Number 2 is set goals. Everyone with website access should have a clear definition on what the station wants to achieve through the station website. Now, broadly, it should be engaging, entertaining visitors with relevant information, and keeping them engaged on your website for as long as possible, day after day after day. It's the exact same motto that you want to have for your radio station, right? You want people to come back to your radio station every single day. You want them to do the same thing with your radio station website. Now, dig a little bit deeper into that, though, with your website. And what's the most important thing that you want visitors to do this week or today? Make that action as easy as possible and then promote it heavily on air and in over social media. You want whatever that big thing is to be very easy for listeners to do once they come to your website, because we want them to have that positive experience. Number 3 is have fresh content daily. When your content is fresh and relevant, visitors will want to return, and they will want to return often. Don't expect everyone to automatically know that this great content is there, okay? You have to promote specific points of your website, not just generalities like just the domain name when you're promoting it on air and on social media. Give them specific points to go to on the website, on air and over social, because that works so much better than just saying your domain.com. You give them a specific reason and a specific destination on your website to go to and check out. Number 4, make your website stand out. Compare your station website with others that are maybe have the same format or in your general area, especially your competitors, actually, because see how your site is different in design and the quality of contents. If the look and feel of your website is outdated or it's maybe too similar to the others, then go for a makeover with a modern design. Are you beating your competition in how you implement contests, display events, news, and other kinds of content? If you do decide to do a usability test with people outside of your radio station, compare their experience with your competitor's website as well as your own. See how those compare to each other. Is it easier to enter a contest on your competitor's website? Then contests are something that you really need to work on to make it easier for everyone. Number 5 is ensure your website is SEO friendly. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And an SEO friendly website makes it much easier for search engines to crawl and access your content. If your pages, blog posts, news articles, and even images are missing key components to help SEO, then you could easily start trailing behind your competitors that are actually doing this. Even if your content is better, if they are better at SEO, they will appear higher and therefore be more relevant within search engines. You don't want that to happen. So be sure that you are putting your SEO tags. And we've done other blog posts and other podcasts about that. Number 6, and lastly, ensure your images are sized correctly and are optimized to load fast. We've done several podcasts about this. A slow loading website is one of the biggest complaints in user testing that we've found. And it's a very important thing to look at. If you have many images on your homepage, it is vital that all of these images are optimized to load quickly. Unfortunately, many content creators are radio people just like you and me, and we're not up to speed on Photoshop and other image editors. But we really need to get on board with this, because when your website is slow, you rank lower in search engines because it's slower. And when websites are just clunky and they're very slow, your user experience is going to go through the floor. They are not going to have a great experience, and they're not going to come back day after day, even though your content is better. They just won't. All right, so wrapping up, visitors are more likely to flock to attractive destinations that load quickly and have fresh, relevant content. They return because the awesome experience that they're having. Finding content, entering a contest, or contacting the radio station, it was all easy to do, and that's great. That feels good that you had a positive experience on this website. People return to destinations like Disney because of the great experiences that they have. Take a look at your station website this week with fresh eyes and put some of these practices in place to make it a better destination for your visitors and your advertisers. Don't forget them, all right? Need some help with that? Reach out to us. We'd be glad to hear from you at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Inspired by today's episode? Be sure you are subscribed and share this episode with a friend. Visit skyrocketradio.com/podcasts for more episodes as well as show notes for this episode. Need help starting or making your station website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.